Peace, 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 peace. Thank you for tuning in to the Keys. I am Queen. And so, actually, first of all, in the background, I have a little instrumental playing. So, I'm going to put the link to that because I don't really know how that works. So, the link for that will be in the description below. Okay, boom. Let me let you know the jewelry that I'm wearing today. Got some clear quartz hoops here. You can see them. I have some clear quartz lock jewelry. My ring. Bracelet. And so all this jewelry was made by yours truly. I will put the link below to my Etsy page so you can shop there, and also to my Instagram page so you can follow me there and see the new jewelry that I come up with, what I might be wearing, some ideas, some inspiration, all different types of cool stuff there. So make sure you follow. Okay. Definitely make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell at the bottom so that you can get notifications every time I drop a new video, and we can keep it moving. So I'm trying to figure out if this instrumental is a little bit too loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Okay. So first things first, I want to give an introduction, let you know I guess a little bit about me, you know what I'm saying. So my name is Queen. I am everything, and that's the best way that I can describe myself. I don't really like to attach myself to any titles or boxes or anything like that, because I feel like it really doesn't express my ability to change, to grow, to transmute, to transform. You know, it really just keeps me in one stagnant space. And so overall, you know, I of course enjoy certain things, but I don't really like to put myself in a box and say that I'm a feminist, or I'm a spiritualist, I'm a naturalist. You know, I just basically live my life just learning as much as I possibly can from everything, and then, you know, I put it into my own perspective, and I basically act that out, which is ultimately the wisdom that I'm putting upon the world. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much a little gist about me. I love to learn. I love to write. I feel like writing really helps me to align my mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical body. It allows me to express an exploration of my thoughts, and I really just dig it. I just really enjoy. It's so like stress relieving to just sit down and write out my thoughts. And so I also write poetry and things like that. So today specifically, boom, I wanted to talk about peace and balance. Excuse me. So I wanted to just get to basically like dissect the whole idea of peace, because I feel like in a lot of ways some people are looking at it and they're hoping to obtain it through all these different channels outside of themselves. And it's really like, you know, peace comes from within. You know, that's how anything really, it comes from within, and then you manifest it outward. So I just wanted to get into some ideas that I have on the topic, and hopefully it can help to inspire. Again, like I said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You feel me? To the joint. You know what I mean? Hit the bell so we can get this out to as many possible souls, to everyone who really needs to see it. And yeah. So first of all, to kick it off, I want to start off with peace, and just saying that, like, peace is really subjective. You know, everybody's peace is not necessarily going to express itself in the same way. So for example, you know, each individual is very unique, you know, in what they desire for comfort, what they desire to feel emotional fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment, to feel that they have those bodies aligned. So, and these things are really like motivated by different factors, you know, different factors based upon that person's spirit, their soul, what they're led to be here to do, and even, you know, breaking it down to an even deeper level, cause it's about cause and effect. You know, the things that they're doing to create and manifest the situation in which they are in, that they may not be finding themselves in a peaceful environment or in a peaceful state of mind. So yeah, and so when it comes to that, it's like a large part of what brings someone peace is going to be based upon their subconscious mind. You know, what type of trauma they've been through. You know, because say for example, you know, I've lived in a house where, you know, growing up, I may have lived in a house where there were, my parents were always yelling and arguing, and, you know, there's always some loud noise and things like that. You know, when I get older, or at some point in time, like, a part of my peace is just going to be like quiet, you know, not having to argue, fuss, and have conflict constantly, you know. So it's just different things, you know. A woman may have been abused at some point in her life and not dealt with that trauma, you know what I mean? And what brings her peace in the presence of a man is a certain type of behavior that's going to make her feel like he's not trying to overpower her, or, you know, put her in that type of feeling that she may have experienced before because she didn't heal from it, or maybe she's still going through the process of healing from it. So like I said, it's all these different factors to what is going to bring you peace. And really, in order to discover what that is, you're going to have to sit down with yourself and question yourself on what it is truly inside that, you know, you may not have dealt with, and why you're put in situations where you feel like you're not at peace. To look at it from a different angle, to give yourself a better perspective on what it is in that moment that you're feeling, that you're not able to succumb to your own peace. Is it something that's happening outside of you that's triggering something inside of you? You know, is it something inside of you that you're feeling that you just really can't express? These are things that you really need to sit down with yourself and go through the questions and, you know, do the root work. Get connected with yourself and understand who your shadow self is, who your lower self is. You know, so boom. Next part, right? state of mind. So a great part of peace is how you view yourself. You know, an aspect of peace is how you view where you are in your life, in your journey. You know, are you accomplishing what you want to accomplish? Are you attracting what you want to attract? And how that is manifesting in your emotions. You know, how that's playing out in your emotions. Then another aspect is how we view the world. You know, when we start to look around us, and this is just a deeper scale of what I was just talking about, when you start questioning yourself about what's deep inside your subconscious mind. What are those things that are locked inside of your mind that are hidden away that you haven't really dealt with? You know, that's when you start asking yourself, okay, well, why do I view the world this way? You know, was I taught this along the line? Did I see something along the line? Did I experience something that really stuck out and made me stick to a particular thing? For example, me, okay? When I was younger, my aunt, she had a cat. Her cat, like, I felt like he was terrorizing me, right? Like, I would just be like walking past, you know what I mean, minding my business, and all of a sudden he would just like just come out and just, you know what I'm saying? And the whole time I'm just like, yo, I don't like cats. I can't bang with the cats. You know what I mean? So for a long time, I really had this locked in my subconscious to the point where whenever I would even get around cats, I would automatically just think like, oh, this cat gonna attack me. Like, what if he just run up my body and start scratching on my face or something? Like, it was just really, it was too much, you know? So I really examined that and thought about it. And I'm like, how am I basing that one experience with that one cat on being around cats in general? Like, that was just one experience. And I'm quite sure there was something I did to attract him to want to play with me like that. He probably more than likely felt the fear on me, felt the energy, and was like, oh, all right, I'm about to play with her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Boom. So, yeah, so it's really like you gotta get deep and start asking yourself, how do I view myself? Why do I view myself this way? How do I view the world? Why do I view it this way? And those answers alone will give you a breakthrough that is gonna just give you a whole different perspective on yourself and allow you to have the freedom to think differently. You know, another part of another aspect of state of mind is emotional awareness. Basically being aware of where you stand emotionally, you know. And like I said, then tracking back to, why am I feeling this way? What is this coming from? Okay. For example, you know, maybe you may be feeling sad about a particular person or situation. Okay. And instead of just dwelling in the sadness, it's like start to question, what is it really? Is this something that I cannot get over? because it reminds me of something, or it's just one of my boundaries and that's just it? Or is it that this is something I can forgive, but I don't know how to begin to express that I want to forgive this something because I don't want it to happen again? And so when you start to really ask yourself these questions and get in touch with your emotions, you start to gain a different perspective that allows you to have mastery over yourself. Because if you don't have emotional awareness, things will pull you wherever. You won't be in control of how you want to feel. And trust and believe, you have all the power and control over how you want to feel. I read in, what was that? The Left-Hand Path. Actually, I'm going to put a link below for the book since I brought it up. But in this book, they speak on when you begin to master your mind, master yourself, you really start to create the emotion, and then everything follows that, rather than everything following an emotion that you're feeling. So all that's basically saying is that you can choose how to feel about a situation. You can choose to attach to that situation emotionally or not. It's your choice. And the most important thing about it all is how you feel at the end of the day. You can't find peace in trying to put peace in others and not really accepting your own truth, accepting how you truly feel and acting out of that. You really have to decide and be determined that you're going to feel a particular way no matter what. That's just like if you have something that you really need to get done. Of course, if you have a large span of time to do it, you're gonna probably bullshit around a little bit here and there, bullshit around, play around with it, but then when you have no option, no choice but to get something done, you get it in. You on top of it. You don't have a choice. So when it comes to emotions, it should be the same way. When it comes to you deciding that you're going to feel a type of way. When it comes to my happiness, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. And that's just the bottom line. I'm not waiting for somebody to create my happiness. I'm not waiting for somebody to allow me to be happy. I am happy because I choose to be. I have peace because I choose to have peace. So boom, let's please by all means, make sure you drop questions below. Any topics that y'all want me to bring up and talk about, please drop them down below, and I'm definitely gonna check through it and check that out. Okay, so so another part of that state of mind, what are you feeding your mind? Because that's another part of your peace as well. If you're allowing negativity to interrupt, disrupt, or come in to influence your mind, then you become subjected to it. down to what you listen to, what you watch, even the people you talk to and what you decide to talk about. All of this is fuel. It's fuel and intention. So if you're focusing on something negative, there's nothing but negative feeling, stagnant energy, depression probably. If you choose to focus on negative things and allow them to come into your influence constantly. Because I know we all had that one friend or family member who calls us nonstop. You know what happened to me? You know this happened to me. And like, I can't believe this happened. And it's like, yo, you love them. But at the same time, you gotta protect your peace. You really gotta protect your peace. You can't allow people to just come in and, I like to say, right, when I'm interacting with someone, right, I feel like we're taking a walk through each other's minds, right? So if you got on these dirty shoes because you didn't walk through the mud, and I understand, I get the whole get it out the mud. This ain't got nothing to do with that. So boom, right back to this. Don't walk through my mind with no dirty shoes on. No. We should we need to have mutual respect for each other and understand that, some things you have to deal with on your own. It's okay to talk to someone and be able to, release and things like that. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that, you don't need to talk to somebody and all this and all that. But when you're in a peaceful state and you're vibing high and, someone constantly has nothing but negativity to bring to you, that's when it becomes an issue. If you start to look up and realize most of the music that you listen to is, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I listen to all types of music. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love music. But it's like certain vibes, if you feeling down, maybe some people do like to listen to depressing music. Me, no, I want something that's gonna lift my vibe, make me feel good, bring me back to, okay, yeah, I'm liking this, I'm vibing, bring me back to that peaceful state. We have all these things around us to utilize as tools to help us create a state of mind where we do nothing but gain peace. Some great tools, by the way, to use are sage, burning sage, smudging. Make sure you open the window. I mean, the air even feels and smells different after you use it. So definitely I recommend that. Excuse me, I got a cough. Palo Santo. I burn it quite often. Matter of fact, boom. Got the Palo Santo on deck. Okay. All right. I'm definitely into crystals that promotes peace and positive energy. I mean, well, all of them pretty much promote some type of positive energy, but in different ways. So you work with those in different ways. Definitely check out my page as well, which I'm going to put below, on Instagram and my Etsy shop, so that if you have questions about crystals, how they're used, why I use them, anything like that, you can definitely go onto the page. Make sure you comment below. You can ask me any questions below about anything that I've mentioned. Yeah, please just be respectful, but yeah, definitely comment and all that good stuff at the bottom. So yeah. So basically, I'm just taking a look at my notes really quick here while I light up some Palo Santo. Okay. So yeah. So I feel like the best way to achieve a better state of mind is um, to I'm sorry, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay. So boom. It takes manipulating the perspective to gain a more peaceful state of mind. You really need to manipulate your perspective so that, even in situations that aren't necessarily desirable, um, you're going to choose to see the positive in it, or choose to see how this may affect you in a positive way down the line. Okay. A lot of times we automatically view something as being negative because we don't know what the cause of it was. You know what I mean? We don't know why we're going through this thing. What's the reasoning? But really and truly, we manifest these things from things that we have deep tucked inside of our subconscious mind. So that's another reason why you really need to sit with yourself and dig into your subconscious mind and get a greater understanding for why the things in your life are happening for you or to you. However you want to view it, best way to view it is things are happening for you. Ultimately, it's the best perspective to have, is that everything is happening for you, so that it is a situation, a breakthrough, something that you can grow from, something that you can heal from, something that you can gain some type of wisdom from. And that's really the best thing to do. Okay. Yeah, so I was just mentioning in my notes that, as we really, whenever we do think on the past, which, I definitely like to stay in the now, stay in the present. Whenever we think of the past, it's like we can really actually see why things happen to us. It's like in that moment we're taking a look and understanding how to connect the dots as to why this happened to us. And in a great way, that's the wisdom that you need to push forward, because a lot of times these things are cycles. These things are cycles that you keep on basically acting out until you really overcome the lesson and able to move on from it. Um, so another aspect of peace and balance that I wanted to bring up was is clarity and understanding. Um, Basically, when we choose to remove the ego and even how we feel about something, we have more of a clear view of a situation or circumstance. Um, we're able to really gain a better perspective, as I've been speaking on before, just being able to look at something in a way that in a way that allows us to understand more about ourselves, more about our spirit, to connect with different parts of our mind. One thing that I have a friend who he gives me this check-in, and the check-in is called K.E.Y.S. Okay, so the P is for physical, the I is for intellectual, the E is for emotional, and the S is for spiritual. So um, this this is kind of like an assessment of where you are and where the misalignment is at that moment. So this is a great thing to exercise with yourself. Maybe you could choose a time of the day where you check in with yourself, and you just you find out where you're lining up. You know, if something is out of place, if there's some type of disconnect somewhere, and really be able to, even from what's happening to you or what's happening around you and for you, you'll be able to have a deeper understanding and more clarity as to um, what it is that you need to get out of the situation, to get over a lesson, to get, I'm sorry, not over a lesson, over an obstacle or a cycle that keeps on constantly coming up. And these basically are the things that are in your mind that when you think about it or it comes up, you don't have peace from it. This is where the disconnect is. So that's when you realize, okay, this is something that is unsettled within me. And the peace comes in when you start to sit with yourself and understand where that's coming from. Okay, like say you might just have a fear of speaking in front of people, for example. Why? Where did that come from? Did you ever talk in front of a crowd of people and, you know, you were booed off the stage or something like that? You know what I mean? Is it something that is just new to you and you haven't experienced it? And if that's the case, then I would really just say try it. Try it. Overcome your fear and give it a try. You know, don't count yourself out before you even give yourself a chance to even experience what's going to happen from this new beginning, as I like to think of it. You know what I mean? Um, so that's peace, and I want to speak on the importance of balance. So first and foremost, everything is about balance. And from balance, you get peace, you know, because people seem to think that because you're on a peaceful and enlightened path, that, you know, you're always supposed to be in this super positive state. And the thing is, you have to have balance. There are times where instead of being, instead of being the socialite, instead of being, the one who's opening up and trying to see who everybody is and trying to see all this, there are times when you got to sit back. There are times when you got to sit back and kind of observe things, see what's going on. Work with the energies that are present to you. And that's the best way to actually do that, is to sometimes sit back and just observe, and see what's going on, rather than just feeling like you have to act out every moment. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. You have the power. You have the power. And your power is in your choices that you make and how you react to what is presented in front of you. That's your power. At least one of them, So yeah, so when I'm speaking on balance, balance of masculine and feminine energy, balance um, in the things that you do. Sometimes you may um, be more like a homebody, stay inside, really not do much. And then there are times where you need to get out, you need to network, you need to, see what's out in the world, and we see this presented in everything in nature. That balance is very necessary. In our own universe, we see that balance is very necessary. Um, and it, like I said again, it promotes and provides a peace that, you know, um, just really takes things to a different level, you know. And once we start to understand that everything needs balance, everything has a scale, you know, upon which on one end it could be negative and on one end it could be positive. And this is why balance is so necessary. You know, we know, for example, if we're constantly eating out and eating a bunch of junk food, a bunch of sugars, a bunch of just like unhealthy things, and drinking a lot, and there's no moderation, which is balance, then your body becomes susceptible to all different types of diseases and ailments just from that. If you're not getting enough rest and you're doing a bunch of working and moving around, you become fatigued. You can start to get worn out. You have to rest. You have to have balance and um, understanding when it's time to rest and when it's time to go. Okay, everything is about balance. Give and take, love, being receptive. As much as you give love, you have to be receptive to it, or you should be receptive to it. So everything is about balance and maintaining that equilibrium. Okay, even when it comes to like being in your physical self and being in your spiritual self, the whole idea of grounding is finding your balance. Finding your balance, understanding that you are here in the physical world, but that you are a spirit having a physical human experience. Finding balance, understanding that as much as you want to will things to happen, you also have to be open to your heart's desires and understanding what it is that you're trying to will. Balance. I'm sorry, this was saying something at the bottom about the video recording or something like that. So again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell at the bottom so that you can get the videos as soon as I lay them down. Okay? So balance. Again, I'm gonna put some books below so that you guys can take a look at what I read, because I always believe in, like, I love to give information, but I'm a wise soul, and I know that I know what I know, but I know I don't know nothing. So yeah, when it comes down to it, I like to give people resources so that they can look into things and gain their own perspective for it. Because the whole idea of me doing this is so that you can gain a different perspective, so that you can obtain some type of knowledge, some type of information that's going to help you to dig a little deeper into things, to really inspire you to, open up to different parts of your mind and understand, that you have the control over your mind, that you can do anything. Okay, so I wanted to speak on a few ways. Hey. A few ways that you can gain peace, right? So, one way to definitely get more in touch with your thoughts, what's going on in your mind, is meditation. Really just sitting down for at least about 15 minutes, breathing. And it's like, okay, I've seen all these different ideas and concepts on how to meditate. But like everything, you have to make it work for you. You have to understand what works for you. So I would implore you to try different things. Okay, try getting into, this position here and just breathing deep in and out. You know what I mean? And just really seeing where your mind goes. It's not really about just keeping your mind from thinking about anything. See where your mind goes. What is your mind focused on? Be observant of your thoughts. So, it's about to be a little noisy. I'm hoping that you can still hear me. I really don't want to imitate at this point, but yeah, we'll just keep it going. So, yeah, it's a little disrespectful. I know. But anyway, meditating and being more observant of everything around you, being more, I call it living in the now, being in the now, really being present instead of thinking about what happened to you yesterday, what happened to you last week, what happened to you a few years ago, how you and your mom got into that one argument, y'all still really haven't mended from that, how you and your man was getting ready to break up because he was cheating on you. Today is today. We don't have time to be thinking about all of that. Focus on today, right now. Okay? And that in itself, and having gratitude for everything. Gratitude for the fact that you can walk, the fact that you can see, the fact that you can smell, the fact that you can talk, the fact that you have a heartbeat, the fact that you are here having this experience so that hopefully you can find what it is in your soul that you are doing here so you can live that out and move on to the place that you desire, or better place, whatever that may be, whatever that looks like to you. Yeah, so second, journaling and writing down your thoughts. Like I said, I love to write because it really allows you to explore different parts of your mind, and you can really get deep because it's not like you're sitting there trying to express it to this person who may be maybe a little bit apprehensive, may not understand, maybe a little bit negative towards what you may truly be thinking. So it's really great to write down your thoughts, journal, and to really connect in that way. Releasing. A great way to gain peace is by releasing people, situations, concepts, thoughts that may cause anxiety or disconnect from a high vibration. Okay, so if you start into, once you start doing this journaling, being more observant, being more aware of your own thoughts and what's happening to you or around you, for you, what's happening, okay, what you're manifesting, when you start to recognize those things, you'll start to notice there are certain things that really, like thoughts that are outdated, concepts that are outdated, things like I said about the cat. That happened when I was like 4, and here I was 20 something years old still talking about I'm scared of cats, I don't like cats. It happened one time when I was 4, but it was traumatic. So that's why I stuck in my subconscious. And it was something I really had to deal with. It was something I really had to think on and change my perspective of. You know what I mean? Um, like I said, releasing. Remember when I spoke about those people who may come to you with constant negative energy. They don't have nothing but gossip, nothing but woe is me, this happened to me, I can't get past this, whatever. Um, yeah, like you're gonna have to keep some things out of your circle. You're gonna have to keep certain things out of your vibe. Um, you're really gonna have to start practicing discernment and really checking in with yourself and constantly being observant of what you're exposing yourself to. Like I said, the places you're going to. If you go to a certain place and it's constantly causing you anxiety, then you need to figure out a way to get from around that. Straight like that. Straight like that. You need to find a way to get from around that. Okay? So yoga and exercise helps to relieve so much stress and tension. So me personally, I love to do yoga. I like to exercise by way of dancing. Oh, can you see me? All right. Yeah, you can see me. So yeah, I like to exercise. I like to dance around, play some music, and it really just helps to lift my spirit and make me feel good. So I would definitely say if you can get a solid 15 to 30 minutes a day just to do some yoga or some dancing, just listening to some music and just kind of grooving out, yes, yes, do that. Please, by all means, be kind to yourself. Love on yourself. You know what I'm talking about? And the last one, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, hold up, hold up. Video pause, continue watching, yes. Wait. Wait a minute. Oh, that's beautiful. Alright, so I'm gonna put this link in too. This is some guys playing, they're playing some instruments. They live with it. And it sounds glorious. I love it. Oh, I like that. Alright, so back to the next one. Some of you might not like this one. Yeah, you know? Depends. It just depends. But being more organized and having your things together. That brings so much peace and clarity. You know, in a lot of ways, I've always heard older people say, your space is a reflection of your mind. So if you have a space and you have all this clutter and dirt and nothing's organized, nothing is in its right place, chances are that's pretty much what's going on in here. Because if you were clear on what you were feeling and how you were feeling and dealing with that, then you would have extra energy to get these things done. A lot of times we say we don't have time, and that's simply because we're putting our time on something else. You know, even for myself, I said I gotta tighten up on this schedule. I gotta create a better schedule. If I'm not having enough time to do the things that are most important to me and for my children, like, what am I doing? Some things I'm gonna need to cut back on, cut off of, in order to create that time for myself and my kids, to create that time to be able to get things done. I can't keep on saying, oh, excuses. What they say. For all of y'all who went to Falstaff, because I know somebody watching who went to Falstaff. What was his name? Mr. Grant? What Mr. Grant say? Excuses are bridges to nothing, nowhere, nothingness. You know it. I don't know the whole thing by heart. He used to make us say it by heart every time we didn't have our homework. And I happen to do that frequently. All right, let me see if I can remember. Excuses are like bridges to nothing and nowhere. They are incompetencies. I don't know. Anyway, excuses don't get you nowhere. They don't do nothing for you. You can keep excusing yourself for why you're not doing something, but at the end of the day, like, who are you fooling? You only fooling yourself. If you keep on having a reason why you can't do what it is that you really need to do or that you really want to do, then you're just finding something to put in your own way. You're creating an obstacle for yourself. And you really have to hold up. Oh, wait a minute. I'm back. You really have to zone in and see, why is it that I can't get this done? Trust me. I know how it is. I have these same conversations with myself because I want to be greater. I am great. And if I am great, then I have to exemplify that. I can't be great and come up with excuses for why I can't get something done. I'm not succumbing to defeat and deciding that I can't do something. No, that's not how this mind is set up. I don't rock like that. You know what I'm saying? Waist beads. Pieces of Queen. The link will be below so you can figure out where you can get all this hotness from. This is hotness. Okay? So just let me know. Let me know what you need. Let me know. Yes, I spoke on peace. I spoke on balance. We at 54 minutes. I know we at the end. I probably should have said this at the beginning, but This is not for those who think that they don't have power over their mind. Or maybe it is for those who think that they don't have power over their mind. Balance. No, but seriously. Because maybe this can help some people to understand how much power they have in their mind. But yeah. So I really enjoy being able to express a part of myself to you. So, yeah, until next time, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Hey. And we out with it. Peace.